Hello everybody, this is Zbug5, and today I'm coming at you with a Redstone video. And if you don't know, recently a 1.12 snapshot came out and introduced this block, which I just broke some of, called concrete and concrete powder. And this concrete powder, I'll just gonna show you real quick if you don't know. You place it down, and I'm still getting used to how they changed the menus. When you place it down, and if you put water on it or next to it, it turns into concrete. You can see. It's definitely not concrete powder anymore. Also, it's a quick little thing before we get into the redstone door. It gets affected by gravity like sand and gravel. Those mechanics are the bases of this door. And as you can see, it's not supposed to be a hidden door really, because it's got a pressure plate and some concrete powder hanging out right here. And the name of this is the emergency escape concrete door. And let me just set the stage. Say someone's in your house and you want to get out, but you don't want them to be able to say they're chasing you through your house. Well, you want to be able to get out with them knowing where you went, and say they're a little bit behind you, right? So you just keep running through the door, and now you're in a hallway, and say this is the outside or whatever. But when the person chases you, they just see a seamless concrete door, a seamless concrete wall, excuse me. And they'll see the pressure plate. Doesn't do anything though. And my original idea for this door did have the pressure plate get removed, but that did not work out very well. I'm probably going to redesign it at some point. But yeah, you can see the door becomes seamless, which is very cool. It's meant to be one use, you can't step on it again and it turn back into concrete powder or anything. You have to manually break it and replace it with some concrete powder. But I just thought this was very cool, and I haven't done redstone in a while, so I thought I'd just get back into it. And if we take a quick peek at the redstone, you can see it's pretty simple actually. The purple is just the input, and the orange is the sand door, and the blue is the water dispense. And just to really quickly explain what's happening here, the orange, it's a sand door. I designed it myself. It's probably been done before, but if you want to see a video on this, just tell me, because it's very compact. You can see, the orange circuiting is for a fully functioning sand door. And then you can see there's an input out of here, out of this torch. And that goes just up a torch tower, up into this dispenser. And what this little circuit does is it just gives two things of power. It hits this dispenser twice, which dispenses the water bucket in enough time to turn these both into concrete, and then retracts it just to make it just easier to manage. There's not water in your hallway. And I did have to put signs here because it's just the ticks are ever so slightly too long, so the water does kind of start to leak out. So I just put the signs there to make it easier. But yeah, and what you're probably wondering is how to build it. So let's get right into that. Alright, what you're going to need to build this thing is 2 blocks of your choice. I chose stone. 2 concrete powder, obviously, which should match whatever your wall's made out of. 1 sticky piston. 1 regular piston. 1 dispenser. Has to be a dispenser, not a dropper. 4 pieces of redstone dust. 4 redstone repeaters. And 6 redstone torches. And if your door is going to be going here, what you're going to do is dig down 4 blocks down, 4 blocks across, and 3 blocks deep. And it's also going to end up being 1 block above the archway. So, it'll take up up to there. To plan this thing out, what you're going to need to do is place your dispenser right there on the back of the doorway. Sticky piston in the corner, it's going to be below your door. Normal piston on top of that. And then you're going to want to put a repeater running into the bottom piston, no delay. And then a block behind that. Go ahead and put a redstone torch on top of that. Redstone dust next to it. And a repeater right there, running into a block. Now with this redstone repeater, you want to make it until it's on a 4-tick delay, full delay. And then, you want to place a block above there, above that redstone torch, and put a redstone torch on the face of it. And This is basically your sand door done. You can see you need like a kind of what I call a reversed input, which means, and this block is your input block, and your input needs to be power. So like it needs to be inverted. And so while the thing itself only takes up this much room, you're probably gonna need to do something along these lines just to get it to work. You can see we power that and then remove it. That's not exactly what I meant to do, but you power it, sand comes up, or powder, concrete powder comes up, and if you unpower it, then it goes back down. So that's your sand door done, basically. Fill this back in real quick, and not place the redstone torch. Not what I wanted to do. Anywho, now what you're gonna do is to build the water section of it, the section up here that dispenses the water. And for that, you're going to put a block right here, and a repeater coming out of that block. And actually, one thing that I just remembered, one thing you probably want to do before you build this is go ahead and power this block. And there's a few ways you can do that if you want to like do something along these lines. That could work, but then you're getting kind of messy, so you probably just want to put it over here. No, right there, right there. And then you can put a button up here, whatever. I'm actually gonna go ahead and do that. Also, I somehow gained a redstone torch. Not want to do that. And just have your button up here. And this is just temporary input. This is not actually, obviously, you wouldn't just have a button next to it. Like, you could do something like I did up there with a pressure plate. Anyways, you want to have this repeater running into a block. This, a torch on the side. And that torch is heading up into a block. And here's where your torch tower is. It goes up like that. And then, after 3 torches, you want to put the 4th torch on the side. Or, on the side of the block. And then, you want to just lay out 4 blocks like this. 3 like so. And then a repeater coming out of the torch with a 2-tick delay on it. And there you go. You want to actually, I forgot something. Another thing you need is the water bottle, or not water bottle, water bucket, obviously. I'm gonna go ahead and load that into the dispenser. And there you have your working circuit. I'm gonna build that a sandstone. You want to probably block this up before you test it, because this circuit has to do with dispensing water, and water and redstone do not mix very well. And if you want to do what I did on the one I showed for display, you can grab a sign, or just some signs, and just put these. They don't have to be. You can put it however you want to. Except I want it to be straight. And there you go. That'll just keep the water in, because water and redstone do not go very well together. But yeah, as you can see, it didn't work. Alright, I had an idiot moment there. Obviously, the input I put does not work. And that's why you want to go ahead and power it, because if you don't, this will just be a clock. And this does need to be a repeater input, or line dust. Input can't be just a dot of dust, because it has to go through this block and power this. So it does have to be your repeater. And that dispenser noise is getting really annoying real fast. There we go. Oh, and of course it stayed up. And if that ever happens to you, you just want to break a redstone piece up here and place it back. Anyways, I just had a complete... That was dumb. Anyway. If we test it again before I so rudely called an idiot, and if we replace that with concrete powder, it is not my day-to-day. There we go. It works. Like I said, this is a one-time use thing, and you can run through. It does take a little bit of practice to get the timing quite right, like just right. But if you just like try it a few times, you can see. I'm just going to test on this one because this one's easier. If you're running through, you don't do it quite right, you can fall in. But like even still, you don't you'll still get onto the other side. But it does take a little bit of... Ooh, need to replace it with concrete powder. Second time that's happened. I'm not that tired, I don't know. It's Saturday. I'm going to blame it on being Saturday. Anyways, if you have to like just hold the sprint button and the forward button while you're going through that, because if you don't hold the sprint button, you'll run into the solid wall because you didn't replace it. Oh man, because if you just like double tap and don't hold, like there's a few things that can go wrong. Anyways, this is Zbug5 signing out. Hope you enjoyed this redstone tutorial, and I'll see you guys next time.